Hello guys, welcome to Knowledge Domain, the concept of life sciences and biotechnology. In this lecture series, we are learning the gastrointestinal physiology. In the previous lecture, we have learned the gut wall and the enteric nervous system, as well as the signals that it is getting from the extrinsic part of the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system. So in this lecture, we are going to learn gastrointestinal hormones, paracrines, and the neurocrines. So as we know, the hormones are the substances secreted from the cells of the tissues, and their targets are far apart. So it has to carry through the blood. Blood has to carry the hormones to the target organs. So hormones are secreted by the endocrine cells into the circulation, and from that it reaches to the systemic circulation and finally the target cells. By the paracrine cells, the paracrine secretions are they work. The target cells are in the vicinity nearby. So endocrine cells they secrete the substances which are called the paracrine, and the target cells are in the vicinity of the secreting cells. While the neurocrines are the substances that those are secreted by the neurons and it acts on the target cell. So it usually passes through the synaptic cleft, the neurocrines, and this is the innervation of the nerves into the target organs. So that the neurocrine secretion lead to the activity of the target organs. So in case of the gastrointestinal hormones, these are the four major hormones: gastrin, cholecystokinin, the short form is CCK, secretin, and the glucose-dependent insulinotropic peptide, or the GIP. These are the four major hormones. Those are found in the controlling the GI tract physiology. So this is the to some extent the summarization of the four hormones. There are the names, there are the homology, and these are the site of the secretion. Gastrin is secreted from the G cells of the stomach. Cholecystokinin secreted from the I cells of the duodenum and the jejunum of the small intestine. Secretin is secreted from the S cells of the duodenum, and the GIP is secreted from the duodenum and the jejunum. So the three hormones are secreted from the duodenum, and secretin is only duodenum, and CCK, GIP, duodenum and the jejunum, while the gastrin is secreted from G cells of the stomach. So small peptides, amino acid, distension of the stomach, these are the factors that led the G cells to secrete the gastrin. So when there are small peptides in the food or the amino acid, or when the food reaches to the stomach it expands or the distension of the stomach happens, and that lead to the secretion of the gastrin from the G cells, as well as the vagus nerve to the GRP, and inhibited by the H plus in the stomach. If there is enough, means H plus means the activity has to be feedback regulated. So this is the negative feedback by the H plus presence in the stomach, and inhibited by the somatostatin, which is a paracrine secretion. What is the role of the means gastrin? It increases the H plus secretion. That's why the presence of the H plus is inhibiting its secretion, and it stimulates the growth of the mucosa. So the CCK that is secreted from the I cells of the duodenum and the jejunum, their stimulation is activated or initiated or triggered by the small peptides of the amino acids and the fatty acids. And the activity of the CCK is the contraction of the gallbladder, so that bile will be released into the duodenum, and the relaxation of the sphincter of Oddi. So the coordinated activity leads to the release of the bile into the duodenum, and pancreatic enzymes and the bicarbonate secretion from the pancreas, growth of the exocrine pancreas as well as the gallbladder, and it inhibits the gastric emptying. So if the stomach is releasing food directly into the duodenum, then the whatever food is present in the duodenum, the proper digestion cannot be happen. So as long as the food passes from the duodenum into the large intestine or the other means subsequent part of the intestine, then there will be further release of the CCK or the emptying of the stomach. And the secretin, it is secreted from the cells of the duodenum, and activities like here fatty acid and the duodenum, and its role is the pancreatic bicarbonate secretion, biliary bicarbonate secretion, and the inhibition of the gastric acid plus secretion. Whereas the GIP, there is the up regulation of the insulin secretion and the down regulation of the gastric acid plus secretion. So this we will be discussing with the diagrammatic view in the following slides. Okay. So this is the stomach. It has three parts: the fundus, the body, and the antrum. Okay. So here the parietal cells, it secrete two substances. One is the hydrochloric acid that increases the acidity of the stomach, or it increases the H plus ion concentration of the stomach, or decreases the pH as well as the intrinsic factor. So the parietal cells secrete these two substances when it gets activated by the gastrin. This is the hormone that is secreted from the G cells. How the G cells led to the secretion of the gastrin, as we discussed, the distension of the stomach lead to the activity of the G cell to release the gastrin, so that parietal cells will secrete H plus and the intrinsic factor into the lumen of the stomach. Okay. And this is the chief cell, it secretes pepsinogen and it is responsible for the protein digestion. So these are the other substances that lead to the activity of the gastrin, the small peptides and the amino acids. Means the majority, the phenylalanine and the tryptophan has the major role. This we have already discussed, and the vagal stimulation, the nervous, mediated by the gastrin releasing peptide that lead to the means activity of the G cell to release the gastrin, so that the acidity of the stomach will increase or the H plus ion concentration will be increased. So what inhibits the H plus secretion? It is the feedback regulation of the H plus in the lumen of the stomach. It inhibits the gastrin secretion as well as the somatostatin, which is a paracrine. So this is the GIP that also inhibits the H plus secretion, and it is stimulated by the insulin release. It stimulates the insulin release in the presence of the oral glucose load. So when there is the oral glucose load, there is the secretion of the GIP, and the GIP inhibits the H plus secretion. And glucose dependent insulinotropic peptide and the GIP secretion is stimulated by fatty acid, amino acid, and the orally administered glucose, as we have discussed. Like this one. So another one is the secretin also inhibit, that will be discussed in the following slide. The secretion of the H plus. So secretion of the H plus is augmented or it is enhanced by the gastrin, and it is inhibited by the GIP and the secretin. H plus secretion enhanced by the gastrin, inhibited by the GIP and the secretin. So secretin lead to the release of the bicarbonate and the water secretion by the liver and increases the bile production. So it has a role in the bile production and the bicarbonate secretion as well as the inhibition of the H plus secretion. So in this we are going to discuss the CCK, cholecystokinin. So this is it leads to the constriction of the gallbladder as well as the opening of the sphincter of Oddi, so that the bile will be released into the duodenum. So sphincter of Oddi will relax to open the door, and the gallbladder will be constricted to squeeze the bile stored here into the duodenum. So that bile will do the emulsification of the fat that will be discussed in the following lectures, where we will discuss the digestion of the various macromolecules along with their absorption process. So the gallbladder is a place where there is a storage of the bile that is prepared from the cholesterol in the liver. And this is also reabsorbed into the plasma, and finally it moves into the liver, the bile as well as the sodium. But there are lots of the bile also, because all the bile they cannot be absorbed. That also will be discussed in one of the following lectures. So what is the role of the CCK? That lead to the pancreatic enzyme secretion. It lead to the secretin-induced stimulation of pancreatic bicarbonate secretion, enzyme and the bicarbonate, and it inhibits gastric emptying, as we discussed in the previous slide, that as long as all the food present in the duodenum cannot be digested, it will not let to release the food from the stomach into the duodenum, so that it inhibits gastric emptying, and it stimulates the growth of the exocrine pancreas, means the pancreas organ that has two functions, endocrine and the exocrine. Exocrine is responsible for digestive enzyme production, so it leads to the growth of exocrine pancreas also. So CCK release from the eye cells of the duodenal and the jejunal mucosa, the small half-digested proteins like the small peptides and the amino acids, as well as the fatty acid and the monoglycerides, so that there will be the full digestion of the fats and the proteins in the chyme present in the duodenum. Chyme is the form of the food, half-digested food that is found in the duodenum, and the small intestine is called the chyme. And secretin that we have discussed, it's released from the S cells of the duodenum in response to the H plus in the lumen of the duodenum, because if there is some acidity in the duodenum, it has to be neutralized by the bicarbonate, so it has to be released. So as soon as the food is emptying from the stomach and reaching to the duodenum, it has acidic content, because stomach is acidic, so that secretin is released, so that it will release the bicarbonate from the pancreas. And the fatty acids in the lumen of the duodenum, they lead to the release of the secretin. So the paracrine, somatostatin, we have already discussed. The other paracrine, the histamine. So somatostatin secreted throughout the GI tract. The cells present in throughout the GI tract, they secrete the somatostatin in response to the H plus in the lumen, and it is inhibited by the vagal stimulation, and it inhibits the release of all GI hormones, gastrointestinal hormones, and inhibit the gastric H plus secretion. So if the H plus is found in the GI tract, then somatostatin will be released, and it will act as a feedback mechanism to stop the release of the H plus from the parietal cells. That is activated because of the gastrin secreted from the G cells. So its role is in inhibiting the H plus secretion, somatostatin. At the same time, it inhibits the release of all GI hormones, and its activity is inhibited by the vagal stimulation. Histamine is secreted by the mast cells of the gastric mucosa. It increases gastric H plus secretion, so it is working against somatostatin. Next is the neurocrine, that is secreted from the neural fibers, synthesized in the ganglia of the cells of the neuron, transported through the neural fiber, then diffuse across the synaptic cleft to the target cells. The examples are the vasoactive intestinal peptide VIP, GRP, the another name is bombicin, and the enkephalins. Okay. It produces relaxation of the GI smooth muscles, including the lower esophageal sphincter, stimulate pancreatic bicarbonate secretion and inhibit ADP secretion. Secreted by pancreatic islet cell tumors and is presumed to mediate pancreatic failure. Now, GRP released from the vagus nerve that innervate the G cells. It stimulates the gastrin release from the G cells that we have discussed earlier. So GRP stimulates gastrin release so that H plus in the stomach will be increased. And enkephalin stimulates contraction of the GI smooth muscles. Lower, it is found in the lower esophageal, pyloric, and the ileocecal sphincter. And it is found in the ileocecal sphincter. And enkephalin regulate the opening and the closing of the esophageal, pyloric, and the ileocecal sphincter. And it inhibits intestinal secretion of the fluid and electrolytes. Thank you.